Dearly beloved, thank you for joining us once again for this episode of the Seven Slot Society podcast, the off-road lifestyle podcast that absolutely no one asked for. Today, I'm going to have to apologize in advance for the technical difficulties. This that you're about to listen to was supposed to be a live recording or live broadcast on Facebook of an interview with the gentleman from DUNE and Destroy, the Dune Boys as I like to call them, John, Kyle, and Shannon. Couple technical difficulties. I had my expectations set a little bit too high. My talent tank was a little bit too low, but I sincerely hope you enjoy this episode. Dearly beloved, once again, thank you for coming to the Seven Slot Society podcast. Today, we have three guests from DUNE and Destroy, John, Shannon, and Kyle, in no particular order. But they are tell me if I'm saying this wrong, you are like a desert dune off-road lifestyle brand company. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so
More Dune lifestyle
okay.
brand. Yeah, stuff like that all up. Fuck you.
Well, we're not live, so who gives a shit? Okay,
Yes,
so if you
exactly.
guys can one by one just introduce yourselves and give me like just a little bit about who you are, what you do. Is this your day job? Do you have another day job? Shit like that.
Go ahead, John.
Anybody.
Me first.
Or I'll
Me
wait for
first?
John.
Okay. I'll go first. Okay. So I'm John, the original founder of Dune and Destroy. This is not my fucking day job because I wish it was, but I have to do normal, stupid fucking job.
You have to make real money?
I had to make real money. I do commercial refrigeration for a real job.
Okay.
And Kyle, it's up to you.
It's Kyle from Dune and Destroy, and I'm a male stripper.
Perfect.
Yes, you are.
No, really, I do freeway construction. Used to do traffic control at night, but been doing a lot of heavy dirt work and working airports and building freeways and stuff. Been doing that for 12 years. So
Cool.
And I'm the silent partner, Shannon. I'm pretty much the glue that holds this group together.
Yeah. Yes.
I think you need to add some Homers to it.
But I actually work in law enforcement. I've been a cop for almost 20 years.
Oh wow, damn. So you're the only one out of the bunch that has a real job.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, this is Charlie's Angels, okay, bitch?
Okay, so tell me, so as you probably know, as we've talked about before, actually, let me give everybody a little bit of background. We all met in Sand Hollow 2 or 3 weeks ago. PRP brought us out to Trail Hero to do some cool shit, and that was the first time we all met. And we talked about doing a podcast, and I was like, I have a Jeep podcast, but I think everybody's still going to enjoy hearing from you guys. So can you, like, do you guys have Jeeps that come out with you, or is this just like only side-by-sides?
There is one Jeep.
Yeah, one Jeep.
One Jeep.
Levi Shirley doesn't
Crazy as
count.
Fuck.
Nope.
It's not
He's
Levi
crazy.
Shirley, yeah.
Go ahead, John. It's your buddy.
We
Yeah.
love Levi. We love Levi, but it's not Levi. It's our buddy Billy. He's got probably like one of the sickest XJs I've ever seen. It's got a built 6-liter in it, Chevy 6-liter thing. It makes like 450 horsepower to the ground.
Jeez.
It's pretty wicked. And he comes out and he can keep up through the dunes with
No shit.
the majority of our group. It's like you look back at
Minus-
Mason Cherokee chasing you and you're like, what the fuck?
He might be a couple dunes back. He's not like coilovered or anything, but you're like this. There's no way this thing's gonna keep up. And you look like 2 sets back, and there he is. Keep chugging along. You're like,
he
Christ.
gets it.
It's
Damn.
basically like Kyle's RS1. You hear him coming from a dune over. He's just full matted, just coming. Just
I'm
Kyle's
in
loud.
front of you all weekend.
Kyle's in front of you. Kyle's in front of you.
I'm in front of you.
He's in front of
Okay,
me.
so give me a little background on how DUNE and Destroy started. Like, did it just start as a bunch of people hanging out together?
So, Dune and Destroy started because primarily
You yard
because
your car
I've
every
been-
time.
I've been going out to the desert my whole life, and I've been breaking shit my whole life.
Right.
And so I've always wanted to do something in the industry, in the off-road industry, and so I've always thought of random clothing companies. And I bounced this name off one of my buddies, and he's like, actually, that's kind of cool. And so I yarded YXZ like New Year's a couple of years back, and this one just stuck, and I asked Kyle to join it, and we asked Shannon to join it, and it's been an adventure ever since.
How long
Stuck
ago?
out there.
So we always get this. We've had this question come up before. So John, we kind of each have our own version of what DUNE and Destroy is to us. So John obviously fucks shit up. I'm now joining that club with the RS1, but hey, before that, it was just, to me, it's about going out and just killing it. We ride fast, we ride hard, and it's bound to happen. We're bound to break something, but it's going out and destroying and just killing it, and that's kind of what it meant for me. So I got on board with it. I was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. How long have you guys known each other?
Me and Shannon have known each other for coming on 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Kyle, the three of us have known each other for
Like 4 years?
four and a half
4?
years. I think
Who
4 years.
first?
4 years last weekend.
Yeah, because my Razor's 4 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years last weekend.
And when we met, it was like instant, like click. Unfortunately, John's like a STD you can't get rid of, so he's kind of just like sticks to you and just stays with you.
Wow.
Jeez. True
Really
friendship.
good
I'm saying
analogy.
that all fucking day.
But we'll clear it up. I'm the shit talker out of the three of us, so yes.
They were all the shit talkers. So
Okay, so John is the founder.
Yes.
Yes. And Kyle, what is your role?
I'm just the media guy, apparently.
You're the media guy when you break your shit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
when you take your shit.
And Shannon, so if people listen to the last podcast, I didn't know what your role was, Shannon. I thought you may have been just a homie that liked to hang out, and apparently you are not.
I'm a little more than a homie that likes to hang out.
You are the silent partner. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's all kind of a group effort. John and Kyle run most of the media page. And like I said, I'm kind of the glue that kind of like levels them down, like when they get off on wild tangents.
Right.
So this is the first time Shannon's hearing about this, just so you know.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to the podcast? How dare you?
Shannon didn't listen to the podcast. What a dick. So Shannon didn't know that you said that before, and so it's fucking hilarious that you just brought that up.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure. Even after all the time that we spent in Sand Hollow, I did like when I have really long drives at work, I'll just record podcasts and just like go on and talk about whatever's going on. And that was just like conscious state of thought. And I was like, shit, I actually don't know. And that was in the podcast. That's why they're laughing about that.
Hilarious.
I'm basically the recovery crew when John breaks his shit. I'm the one that always helps fix and get him out of the dunes.
That wasn't true this last time.
No, because we broke off and went separate, but yeah.
You went separate. You separated.
You fucker.
Hey, somebody had to get content.
Better
Shannon
be
guy
good.
number
You
two.
gotta look at it.
Media guy number 2.
Media guy number 2.
Angel, you should.
It's
Angel,
funny because Shannon.
You should see when we were jumping at Osborne, and I'm all, John, I'm actually jumping, and you're not doing anything, so let me jump. And here's his camera angle. It's like pointing down, not getting low, like just like stands there like this, like, oh, there goes Kyle.
Facing into the sun.
And then he goes like
Facing
this.
into the sun.
Let me talk to myself. Yep, talking to the camera, talking to my. Oh, Kyle's jumping. I'm talking to myself.
I told you earlier, Angel, I'm terrible at working a GoPro.
Remembering a GoPro?
Bad at new tech. I'm great at my phone. New tech, I suck at new tech.
So I need to give you guys a little hip pocket class when I come out next time.
It's literally
You need to
push
give
the
me.
red button.
And speaking of that, let's lock it down right now. When are you coming out?
I don't know. I have schedules and calendars to look at, and a wife with a 2-week-old baby I have to talk to.
Oh,
Okay, then we probably shouldn't lock it down right here on live because that'd be bad.
Well, it's not live because I'm a
What?
fucking idiot.
we can push it back. What about guys' trip?
I was thinking.
Ooh.
I was thinking presidents. Presidents, there'll be more people there. There'll be more content available.
When's President's Day?
February.
Mid-February.
So right after Hammers.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys
Yeah.
going to?
I think we're talking about it.
You should. I don't know why you
Kyle and I have
wouldn't.
talked about it.
You should. You can come drive me
We
around.
talked about going there and helping pit for a Levi.
You should definitely do that.
Uh-huh.
Team PRP, baby.
Babe, we're going to the King of the Hammers to go pit for Levi. I'm just letting my wife know right now. So
Just put it on the calendar
Perfect.
now. Put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
Exactly.
skipping my birthday, so yeah.
When's your birthday?
January 30th.
Oh, that's the first day I'll be on the lake bed.
Exactly.
What better way? Well, you guys are dune guys. I guess the best way would be to spend it in the dunes.
Unless you call our buddy Steve, then he says we're Dune dorks.
Dune dorks.
Yeah.
Has
Or
anybody
I
called
have
you guys
one ride all weekend.
Dunigans?
Or if
Huh?
you ask 7 Slot Society, he says Dune Boys.
I refuse to stop calling you that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I like
The
it.
Dune Boys.
The Dune boys.
Okay, so do you guys host your own events, or do you just show up at places and you're like, "What's up, bitches? Let's party."
I mean, what's up, bitches? Let's party.
But you don't have like meetups, or so in my world they're like trail rides where you host it, you set it up.
Last year we
done
did a
one.
One.
Last year we did one, and we did a big giveaway from a bunch of our sponsors,
Mhm.
and then we let a ride from the hill where we were doing the giveaway out to the swing set, and I mean, what was it? Probably 100 cars, 100 side by sides cars.
Holy
And,
shit!
Yeah.
It was like 50, if that.
So you
but-
guys keep saying swing set. You've said this in text messages and when we were at Sand Hollow. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's my favorite
There's-
place. We'll send you pictures.
If you've watched any of our YouTube, which you better go and subscribe to our Dune and Destroy YouTube right now.
Yes, do that. Not right now. Finish the podcast and then go do that.
After the podcast.
You
So
can
there's
listen
in Glamis,
and subscribe at the same time.
Yeah. In Glamis, there is a like full custom built swing set in the middle of the dunes. It's freaking rad. If you've never been there, you got to go there because it's awesome.
Like swings, like playground.
Like full on
Huge.
swings,
Yes.
playground swings. There's a
Volleyball,
volleyball court
tetherball,
there right
everything.
now.
What
There's
the
a
fuck?
barbecue. There's all kinds of shit. It's sick.
One of the
Damn.
swings is like a double swing, so you sit on it with 2 people.
Or 3. depending
Or
on the
3 if
size.
you're skinny, but not used to, guys.
That sounds kinky. That sounds
Shots
like a
fired.
sex move, the swing set.
It is. If you ask Shannon,
So when you say you're jumping the swing set, you're actually jumping over
no.
the swings.
No.
No.
Is it just big dunes next to the swing sets?
There is a big jump next
Okay.
to the swing set, yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
just call it jumping the swing set.
It's the swing set double.
The swing
Because
set
that's the
double.
location.
It's the double next to the
At
swing set.
the swing set.
At the
Correct.
swing set. Ah, okay, I got you.
And
That
I'm
makes
the
so
only
much more
one in our group
sense.
that's done it. Only one.
Why?
I've done it 7 times.
Kyle seems unimpressed.
Kyle's unimpressed now because this shit's huge now.
It is huge.
It's kind of scary.
Because
That's
the year
scary.
that he did it, 2 guys went to the ER.
No
Yeah.
shit.
One guy
One
guy
via,
got
one via
life flash out,
helicopter.
Oh wow.
broken back. Nick
You
Farmer
met-
actually
you met-
said it.
I met
You met
him.
Nick Farmer.
Yes. He broke his
Yeah.
back.
He
Yeah.
went the highest that weekend.
Like 6,000 feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Nick Farmer
Ooh.
from Desert Whips. Our whole plan that weekend was to go. There's 3 of us. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3 off the double. It's gonna be me, our buddy Nate, and then Nick. And so when we did it the first time, it was like I went, and then Nate went, and then Nate fucking nosedived right into the landing, and he like fucked his whole back up. Like just pulled muscles, got really bad whiplash and all that. And then he like stopped, and then I hit it again, and then Nick went to hit it and flat landed at the top and broke his back. We didn't know that at the time, but he like compressed his
Oh,
spine. Like,
damn.
yeah, it's really bad. And so he like pulls over and stops. We went out there with a whole like drone film crew. There's like 3 people there with like super gnarly drones.
Right.
It was a sunrise ride, and so it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Which,
Wow.
by the way, in true media guy forms, we had to pull over because they were throwing up on the way out.
They're puking.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Pussies.
So Nick broke his back. I jumped it like 3 more times that morning, and then they're like, "Okay, we gotta figure this out." And then
Damn.
we took Nate back to camp, and then Farmer got life flighted.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
How often does that happen in the dunes?
More often than we like.
Yikes. Is that due to lack of skill, lack of machine?
I'm
Not
on
in
a
Farmer's
podcast.
case.
Want to be live on Facebook?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Not in Farmer's case. It wasn't necessarily lack of skill. Farmer was just being a dumbass and didn't have. He let off the throttle and he didn't have his car in full stiff. And flat landed. And then, but most people, yeah, I would say it's probably lack of skill or, I don't want to say stupidity,
Right.
because that's mean, but just like not thinking. Like, be smart when you're in the dunes. Wear your seatbelt. Put a helmet on. All that.
Right.
Yeah.
Wear your seatbelt correctly.
Yeah. Last weekend, Halloween weekend, 2 people died in Glamis from just straight up not wearing seatbelts and crashing.
No shit.
Yeah. Preventable stuff.
How often do people die?
Every major holiday.
Every major holiday.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do they have like at Hammers? I saw the BLM guys were patrolling around and pulling people over. Do you have that out at Glamis or police out there?
They even set up DUI checkpoints on Osborne. So there's Sand Highway and there's an Osborne lookout, there's a lookout you can drive any regular car up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to, if you're on Sand Highway, you have to cross over that to, like, normally that's your way back to camp from either direction, and they'll set up a DUI checkpoint on that strip.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
They
crazy.
do it there. They do it in a couple of spots, usually there, and then they've done it on like the Wash Road.
Mm.
But
I think they've done it coming out of Olds too.
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Is there a lot of tipsy and or drunk driving? I would imagine.
Not as much as you think.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want Glamis to get a bad rap just from us saying that, but it's not as bad as you would think.
Yeah.
Not as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
There's probably more people that are just like, hey, we're on a ride. You were in Santa Ana with us. When we stop on a ride, like, it's not uncommon to stop and crack a beer.
We've talked about this on my podcast a million times. Like the whole lunch beer thing, I have absolutely no issue with.
Right. Yeah.
It's the people that are like 15 deep and it's 11.
Right. And when you're gone on an 8-hour ride, so
yeah, exactly.
Without lunch, without dinner, without breakfast.
Exactly. All right, so moving a little bit along here, you guys do merchandise, yes? I see you wearing some of it. So as you can see with this stuff, I am pretty heavy into merchandise, but don't really put it out as often as I should. What's your guys' merchandise situation? Do you have a printer? Do you print your own?
Kyle, take it away.
Yeah. Well, seeing how I handle most of it. So we have 2 guys
the merch
that do
guy?
it. We have 2 guys that do it. We have Fine Line Graphics. He's been handling most of our stuff up to date. And then we just picked up Respected Imaging, and he's been doing most of our shirts now. So Fine Line will probably handle a lot of our stickers. He also does our wraps.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sick wraps, by the way. Check their Instagram out.
Yeah, they came out great. And then, we're dabbling here and there and see what people like. And
right. What's your best seller?
Probably this one.
I fucking love that logo.
Doonies never say die.
Yeah, I love that. How do your guys' whip flags go?
The flags do really well. They
good.
do really well in Michigan, actually.
In Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on my list to ask you guys about. Actually, fuck it. We'll talk about it now. Hey, have you guys been out there yet? Silver Lakes. Silver Lake?
We have not.
Is it on your list? Do you want to go?
Yeah. Yes. Next summer, I think I was talking to – who was I talking to the other day?
And I think Adam.
I was talking to Adam. No, there was somebody else I was talking to about possibly going on the.
It was Ryan? That was him? Evil Genius?
No.
So he was talking to someone.
I was talking to somebody about going on the 4th, and they said it would be that they do like fireworks and all kinds of stuff on the dunes on the 4th, and it's the only time that they can actually do a night ride on their dunes in Michigan. So I think
Oh, no shit.
we can figure out how to get there for the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Plus,
legit.
it gives us a holiday weekend to go do it.
It's a long ass drive.
We ain't driving.
So you're not going to bring your cars?
From what I've been told is the dunes are so small there that it's not worth us to bring our cars that far to just rent something and enjoy it for what it is.
Oh, no shit. So I have no point of reference.
We should ship them.
I think that would be more expensive than just driving them.
Yeah.
Well, hauling them yourself.
We could ask our sponsors. PRP?
Yeah. Talk to your sponsors. So how do the Glamis dunes compare to Sand Hollow? I know they're kind of apples and oranges.
I would say it's more like apples and peanuts.
If you're
Not
talking
even the
about
same?
overall, if you're talking about strictly dune area, yeah, the apples and peanuts completely.
Okay. And what specifically? I heard, John, you were talking about like the sand consistency. I watched you like stomped on the top of a dune and you're like, Glamis sand is totally different than this. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the sick impersonation, bro.
You looked and sounded just like
me. Yeah, you sound just like me. Thank you. It really is way different. So it's like consistency of the sand. Glamis sand packs a lot harder. So there's more rotation across the top of it. With Sand Hollow, the sand is I feel like it's more powdery.
Okay.
So like you step in it and you start sinking. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, yeah. But Glamis is massive. You know, you go to Glamis and you stop on top of a dune and you look to your south and you're like, holy shit, this goes on forever.
That's all you can see.
It's like looking at the ocean.
As far as eyes can see.
Yeah, it's legit like looking at the ocean. You just look to the end of as far as you can see, and you're like, wow, it just never stops.
Damn.
Yeah. So
and
Sand Hollow has no comparison.
We're gonna get you out there for President's Day. Don't worry. You'll see what we're talking about.
I'm very excited. I'm fucking stoked. So what about the rock crawling? Had you guys done any of that before?
If you watch our YouTube, I did it for about 30 seconds when I bought the RS1.
There were a couple old clips in what you gave me, and at one point you said, all right, now we're going to do some slow crawling stuff. And it was like just like rocks,
that was it.
Little rocks.
But we all have a rock crawling past. Kyle used to have a built rock crawler. Shannon had a built rock crawler. I had a long rock crawling pass. I didn't have a built rock crawler. I had an early Bronco. So
let's talk about old rigs because you guys weren't always side by side guys because those have come out semi recently.
Correct.
Well, I mean, I grew up riding quads and dirt bikes my whole life, and then I had some friends that were into rock crawling, so I picked up an old 77 F250, and it was bobbed on like 42s. Nothing crazy. And it had welded fucking rear end and some FO exhaust on it and exo cage. Like nothing too crazy, but it didn't even have it. You couldn't even drive it down the street. It would just jump all over the fucking place.
That's a life I'm familiar with. What did you have, Shannon?
I had a 10 can of a Suzuki Samurai, but
dude,
that thing, 56 horsepower, would crawl up anything. It was not fast, but it crawled. I mean, I would put some Jeep guys to shame crawling up stuff just because it's so small.
Right.
Yeah. That's a typical Suzuki Samurai fucking saying right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey. I'm not towing anything, but it went straight up, right? I mean, what did it weigh? Like 1,500 pounds? Maybe?
If that. Yeah, if that.
Maybe. It was a light car.
wheels and tires weighed more than the whole thing.
Exactly. And worth more too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
My stereo,
had
the stereo I had in it was worth more than the whole Samurai. But yeah.
Oh shit.
solid.
What'd you have, John?
So I grew up in the early Broncos scene.
Mhm.
Like I grew up going to the dunes with 3-wheelers and shit, but my uncle had an early Bronco, a '67.
Okay.
And then when I was 13 years old, we bought a '75, just a tub and frame.
Mhm.
And so me and my uncle and my dad, we did a full build on that.
Oh,
with,
nice.
SoCal Broncos. Yeah, so that was my first car. I drove that thing to high school. So it
Nice.
was 5-liter fuel injected out of a Crown Victoria with, unfortunately, a Dana 30 up front and a 9-inch in the rear. On 33-inch Super Swamper pizza cutters, dude, the thing was rad.
Fuck yeah.
I miss it.
Hell yeah. So did you guys have any gnarly early stories from before side-by-sides of like wrecks or rolls or recoveries?
Always.
Yeah, my worst
Shannon,
one
you
was,
go first. Oh no, Kyle
Yeah.
started talking first.
My worst one was out at I was 18. I was still in high school. Went out with some buddies, and I was fifth gear pinned on my Honda 300EX because that's all I had. Fucking pinned, so pins like 40 maybe. But fucking berm track came out of nowhere, like midday in Glamis, so you can't see, no shadows. Berm track came out of nowhere, flipped it.
Explain berm track, because this is for these Jeep guys that are listening to this podcast, because you guys were talking about it's Sand Hollow, like witch's eyes and shit, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know
So
your
you got
terms.
A berm track would be, a lot of times they happen where people set up their camps and they let their kids just do circles and figure eights and shit. Well, it ends
Okay.
up making like berms like you would see on a supercross track, you know?
Okay.
So same concept, but it's in the sand, but midday you can't see it. I came at it like 40, 50 miles an hour and went over the bars full speed.
Oh, yikes.
So that was an ambulance ride to Brawley and 5 days laying in a bed with a compressed mind.
Oh, shit.
Shannon has that beat.
Yeah. I mean, I've yarded. I've split a quad in half, crashed it. I've cracked ribs so many times, cracked my sternum.
Holy shit, dude.
But actually, right before I bought a side-by-side, I was actually practicing on my dirt bike for a race and actually put my foot down going into a turn, caught a rock, and put my knee the wrong way. So I've got a couple screws and some, a lot of damage and tearing in my knee. And pretty much as they say, as you know, with age comes a cage. So I went to a side-by-side, and I've been in love with it ever since. So, yeah. No, I mean, I walked off the mountain. Probably shouldn't have, but I did.
I fare the best in that sense because I've been going to the dunes and like riding and stuff my whole life since I was 6 months old. I've never broken a bone somehow. I used to race quads.
No shit.
I've ridden dirt bikes in the dunes, all that shit. And like I'm the destroyer, but I've never broken myself, thankfully, somehow.
So this is why. So like, you know why like little kids are always doing crazy shit and they'll jump off beds and because they don't know fear of getting hurt. Well, that's John's problem. That's why he goes off and jumps 150-foot doubles in the dunes, and because he hasn't been hurt.
Because you haven't been fucked up yet.
I haven't been fucked up yet. It's like a girl that hasn't had her heart broken yet. That's me.
Jesus. Oh my God. All right, so I have kind of a weird question for you guys. And there's a couple podcasts that have talked about this, but they are talking about, I don't know if you saw last year at King of the Hammers, they allowed a UTV to race the big race, the 4,400 race. What do you guys think about that? Because you've seen how big the 4,400 cars are. The UTV, considering what it was, did fairly well, but do you think there's a safety aspect there just between size, weight, and speed?
I basically had this same conversation with Matt Lasher and Maddie yesterday.
Okay.
So it wasn't racing hammers, but it was racing like Baja because they're getting ready to Baja 1000s in a week, but I don't think they're racing it. But the UTVs have gotten so fast to where they are beating Class 10 cars. And I mean, Wayne Matlock beat every single one car except for one in the Baja 1000 2 years.
Okay.
So you're talking cars that are 800, 900 horsepower, and these side by side are beating them. So the way I look at it is if they can keep up and run the same pace, why not?
Mm-hmm. What about you, Shannon?
My only thing is it's a power to weight ratio. And I mean, and especially when you're talking Baja, I mean, it's a bump pass. I mean, you could you could run over a UTV and just call it done trying to pass. I mean, it's racing. Like we all joke about it. I mean, we rub wheels and tires. I mean, us driving around through the dunes, it's just, I mean, it's part of the fun, the excitement, whatever. I mean, but that's my only thing is like a safety aspect of it is just, I mean, a UTV is 1,800 pounds. I mean,
right.
And you're getting a car that's 4,500. It's just going to run over it. But I mean, yes, they can keep up. I mean, the industry, I mean, your average side-by-side now, I mean, from the factories, 180 to almost 200 horsepower off the factory, floor.
Right.
So, I mean, power-wise, it's got the power to move it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the weight for me just, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, John?
That's the cop talking.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
yeah. I don't think it has to do necessarily with like everybody knows power wise and all that kind of stuff. Like UTVs are getting faster. There's no doubt about that. With the proper clutching, turbos, all that kind of shit. Like you can make. There's plenty of cars out there right now that are making 600-700 horsepower on a dyno, allegedly. Depending on the dyno, but in my opinion, it's class rules. So whatever the class rules are, there's no way a side by side is fitting a 4,400 class, class rules. So I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe as like a tester, like 1 versus 1. You take Levi Shirley or Shannon Campbell or somebody, and you put them against somebody else in a side by side and see, who can fare better. Like that's kind of cool. Like look at this full built rock crawl race Ultra 4 car, versus side by side through the rock, through the desert, through whatever, But as far as through the hammers go, it's class. It's just like you can't put a side-by-side in the trophy truck class and race Baja 1000. They have their own specific class.
Right.
So in my opinion, that shit needs to stick to its own class. They have a side-by-side race for a reason. Put them in the side-by-side
They need
class.
to stick to their own kind.
Stick to your own kind.
It's not like there's not enough of them. I mean,
the
UTV
really
classes, there's almost more racers in the UTV class now than anything else. So, I mean,
in 2020, a side-by-side can identify as whatever the fuck it wants. Okay, Angel?
So how many Jeep people have you seen moving into the side-by-side world or have both?
A lot.
What do you think the benefits are to saying fuck a Jeep? Which reminds me, I was gonna I have a heat press too. I was gonna make a Jeep suck shirt and wear that since we're doing Dune shit. But anyway, what do you think the benefits are to like selling your daily driver rock crawler and getting into a side by side that you can't drive on the street? You have to have a trailer for.
I mean,
that's debatable, right? You guys can drive them in the street pretty much in any other state but California.
Depending on the state. Yeah. In California, you can't drive the side-by-side on the street.
I didn't know you could drive side-by-sides on the street anywhere else.
We drove all over Utah.
Dumbass.
Well, other than Utah, obviously.
Arizona,
you can.
Arizona.
No shit.
You just can't drive them on the freeway.
Yeah.
No shit. I did not know that.
Either, but...
in most other states, you can drive them on the street. You just can't drive them on the freeway. California, you can't drive them on the street. But I would say, I mean, the best part of having a side-by-side versus having, a Jeep or another four-wheel drive vehicle is your side-by-side can really do it all. Even with the stock tires on it, you don't have to have paddles to go to the dunes. You don't have to have, other tires to go and rock crawl. You don't have to have different tires to go hit wide open desert. You can do everything that vehicle is designed to do with a factory everything on it.
Okay.
And go to every different type of terrain. They really are, great multi-purpose vehicle.
Mm.
I hate
you, Kyle.
I mean, honestly, John pretty much nailed that. I mean, The only thing I would benefit from having if I went the other way, from going from a side-by-side to a Jeep, is, being able to drive it on the street and having a windshield and air conditioning. I hate the heat.
What about you, Shannon?
AC would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, they're no matter how it goes, it's all expensive. So I mean, although I still think you can build a built side by side for half price of some of these Jeeps. So
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, these things are getting expensive. Like, let's not.
how much? How much is a brand?
don't-
How much is a brand new Rubicon? A brand new Rubicon, $62,000.
Yeah,
Probably. Yeah, but
A brand
something
new-
like
a
that.
brand new Rubicon.
That's not
It's not
touch
about the
anything.
brand new Rubicon. It's about that beat ass 89 XJ on
Straight
with
actual.
Hell
straight
yeah.
action with Dana 44s, and somebody's got, they chop the top off of it. They exo cage this piece of shit.
Those are my people.
Yeah, those are your people. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so on a scale of 2, how much money have you guys spent on your UTVs?
Oh gosh.
Everybody's,
why?
nobody's saying
Fuck you.
shit. Nobody's saying shit. Does it make
Kyle,
you
where's
cry
your
at
bag?
night?
My sponsor paid for this trip.
Damn it, where's my bag?
Yeah. No, that's like, dude, how much money you put in your rock crawler? Yeah, fuck off.
I think
Dude,
like 5 or 6 grand.
I brought that bag to San Hollow. No one noticed it.
Let's
What bag are you talking about?
I have a bag that's stitched that says my sponsor paid for this trip.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. Perfect. It's supposed
That's
to
hilarious.
be like his alcohol sponsor.
I'm the one that drinks the least out of the three of us.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah,
that is a true story.
I know that for a fact.
that's for a fact.
So if you guys were going to leave the UTV scene and get into a Jeep, what would it be, Shannon? And you have a budget of like, we'll say 10 grand. We'll be generous. Kyle's ready to go.
I'm going back to my Samurai and putting a diesel swap in it.
I said Jeep, Dick.
No, I like the small wheelbase.
Fair enough.
It's like his dick. He likes a short wheelbase.
What about you, Kyle? What are you getting?
That's actually not a true
Well,
story either.
You changed the format. You said 10K budget. So if I were to do it, it would be probably John's gonna get mad because I'm gonna say what he's gonna say. But I would do an XJ with a 6-liter.
Fuck yes. John, you say the same thing?
No, I'd probably do some beat ass clapped out YJ, dude, for sure. Clapped out YJ.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
Yeah, you do spring over, or you do like a custom, like, I don't know how to weld, or I don't have a tube bender, but here I go with some square fucking tubing and 4-link kit.
Oh,
Fuck
Jesus.
yes.
Fucking make it
Not
work.
safe to drive, beat not baby. Fuck yes.
Hardcore.
so basically
that's
what
what
he's saying is it's just like his side by side is right now.
You see the thing?
Ooh. All right. I'm going
That's how I like my
to.
vehicles, like I like my women.
That's not nice. Damn. The ball's on this guy.
I know. Sorry, man. Love you.
Holy shit.
Good thing she's not
Dick
listening.
when I go back inside.
You're going to
She'd
get
be inside the
murdered
trailer
tonight.
smacking him right now if she was listening.
If she was
Oh,
listening.
she left already?
Yeah, she left.
Okay, so I'm pulling up your guys' YouTube right now. We're going to do an audit. 839 subscribers. What the fuck?
Go to our Instagram. Fuck you, Angel. Go to the Instagram.
You can't be one-dimensional.
Well, we
What
just got into the
happens
YouTube
when
world,
Instagram
alright?
goes down tomorrow? What happens then? You have nothing. Exactly. Exactly. That's
Angel,
why
I'll tell you
I'm
what
here to help you.
Angel, that's why we
Instagram goes
recruited
down
you.
tomorrow. YouTube goes down with it. So does Facebook. So who the fuck cares? We're back to being nobody.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna sort your
We always
videos
have
here.
this podcast.
Yeah, all 130 people that listen.
What? Why you got to go through? Why you got to go through YouTube, dude? You guys were watching the YouTube at San Hollow, and you know what I did? I went and sat on the roof.
I was trying to do some market research. Okay, so your biggest video, 11,000 views. That's impressive. None of my videos have 11,000 views, and that was
You
from
keep saying
Glamis Thanksgiving 2019.
Oh,
Tell me
yeah,
about
that's
tell me about that trip. Why do you think that video has as many views as it does?
You really want the honest truth?
Of course.
It's because it's got like 10 pre-runners that are worth, over 100 grand into it.
Ah.
And it's nothing but Pantera playing the whole time.
Kyle's favorite song, the freaking death metal, always.
always.
There you go. So what's your guys' goal like a year from now? Do you want to be self-sufficient? Is this what you want to be doing full time, or do you want to keep it as a hobby so you don't hate it?
I would love.
Oh,
We would love for this to be self-sufficient.
Mhm.
It's to the point now. So we do sell our clothing in a couple of different spots. We don't just sell it online. So if you're in Michigan,
Oh
DUNE
wow.
land carries. What?
I said, oh wow, that's awesome. So you're distributing outside of your own little circle.
Correct. Yeah.
fucking
DUNE land
sick.
in Michigan. They carry our line. And then Gilmore's in Glamis, they also carry our clothing line. So thankfully our clothing is finally starting to pay for itself.
Okay.
Which is super rad. But I mean, as much as we'd love for this to pay for us to not work anymore, I don't really foresee that happening in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think right now we're on such a sick ass path. After Sand Hollow, it put us over a different edge. Like I don't even know what the next spot is for us.
Yeah.
Sand Hollow was it put us leaps and bounds ahead of where I thought that we where we were.
If you would have asked this same question a year ago, we would have been like, selling T-shirts.
Here we are now.
We'll be at Glamis next weekend.
You wouldn't have thought that someone would be taking you out to a place like Sand Hollow for official digital media shit.
No,
Right.
and we can't thank Keith and Kyle at UTV Sports Magazine, and the biggest thanks is to PRP. Those guys, Kyle and Justin, they told us, we had a meeting with them about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they said we need a powerhouse out of UTV guys, and we were hoping that you guys will be that, not be a repost page. So after we had that sit down meeting with Kyle and Justin, we're just like, me and John are like, all right, we're gonna fucking hit it, dude. And they invited us to Sand Hollow. Sure as shit, as our witness angel. As soon as we touched that sand, we were fucking ape shit.
Ripping it.
Yeah. So we
We,
will continue to do that.
We definitely did everything that we could to make ourselves stand out. And
Yeah, you guys put on and put up.
Kyle rolled his RS1. Kyle full wadded his RS1. I did some decent sized jumps. Shannon's over there getting roosted by me. That's okay, Shannon. I love you. Exactly. But yeah. No, I mean, Sand Hollow really did. It did put us on the map, and with a lot of different companies.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like Kyle said, biggest thanks to PRP and UTV Sports Magazine. Check out, just keep patiently waiting for the new trail code video. It's gonna be sick. We're in the newest issue of UTV Sports Magazine. Like that
was so awesome. You guys don't, and it may sound like hyperbole, but when I saw that, I was so fucking amped for you because those pictures were absolutely sick.
Yeah, they were sick. Yeah,
like the whole spread over across the 2 pages. I was like, ah!
I know, 2-page spreads.
When it came out, I think that was literally like highlighted like where we are as a business, as influencers. Like for us, like it really hit us like deep and made us all feel really good about what we're actually doing. So,
right. Yeah. Was that one of those points where you're like, oh shit, we're doing something now?
Yeah. For me, it totally was. It was amazing.
Kyle was totally on the we're famous kick since we got back from San Jose. So, like, our
you know who I am?
Tired of hearing us. We're famous.
I'm actually surprised he hasn't said it yet. Come on.
Do you know who I am?
From DUNE. Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
in our chat group before we went out for Halloween, that's all it was. Like, yeah, we're not famous. We're not John from DUNE Destroy. We're not famous.
We're famous.
What's your guys' best takeaways from Sand Hollow, since that's a shared experience between us?
Meeting Angel.
Oh, shut up.
Aww.
That guy's a dick.
Aww. I love that guy.
I mean, I think for me, it's rubbing elbows with people and just enjoying the good time. I mean, like the party at the house, like every night, like party at the house, like every night, like just everybody having a good time. That's what we are. Like we're doing, it's like a nonstop party. So it's rubbing elbows with, I mean, dude,
We are the
Levi
party.
Shirley, like all these guys that are like badasses and just like, hey, want another beer? Just, yep, I'll take another one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
No,
pretty
that's-
cool.
That's
Still,
absolutely
like, one of my favorite parts was when I think it was like midweek, Wednesday or Thursday maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We were over at like the main media tent, and they said, "DUNE Destroy guys, RJ Anderson, Eisenhower's, and Parsons. We need you guys for a sunset shot." And like we were up there with High Rev Media, or High Rev Photo, UTV Sports Magazine, doing full blown private interviews at the top of the sand dune, overlooking all of Sand Hollow.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what's going on here? I thought we were the guy from fucking Glamis,
Yeah.
Right. I bet that was a great moment. All that, and those are some heavy hitter names too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
And
the
that's-
sickest part
that's-
for me.
that was the shot when that's the cover of the magazine, that issue of the magazine.
Yes, it is. Yeah. The coolest part for me, like one of the coolest parts, because the whole thing was sick.
Yeah.
But I walked up. It was like nighttime, pitch black. We're down kind of by the water. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, and they had the fire lit and all that kind of stuff down by the water. And I walked down to the beach because we didn't get a chance to go down to the water the whole time we were there.
Right.
So I walked down there and I passed Sarah Price and Jessica from UTV Sports Magazine.
Yep.
And I turned around and Sarah Price goes, "Tune and destroy."
Oh
And I'm like,
shit.
Sarah Price. I'm like, Sarah Price, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And so I walk up over there and she was like, "Man, we've been talking about, me and RJ and everybody, we've been talking about you guys the whole week. Like, you guys are crazy." And to me, that was
Damn.
like, what? Like, you guys are talking about us? Like,
Well, it's
oh,
me?
look
It's
at
Little
us.
old me.
Little old
And
me, little old us.
But it's funny because
You know,
people like say
badass.
like we're crazy, like we drive like, I mean, like
Assholes.
we're crazy, but I'm like, that's just our normal everyday driving. Like you're gonna get the videos on the flash drive. I mean,
Right.
it's like this is just how we drive. Like
Yeah.
some of it, it's fun. We drive fast. I mean, we're right at that edge of reckless and danger. Like we're right there, like just right on that streamline.
Yeah.
Most of the time it goes across into the danger zone.
Yeah. Well,
I'm very excited to see it in person
Yeah,
because I
dude.
know
Yeah.
you guys were saying that it's not usually the pace that you run in the dunes, but you'll try anything, and I think that's one
4
of the
miles
things
an
that
hour on the trail is not the pace we run in the day. So
Well,
I think that's one of the. Go ahead.
we had that trail that we did with everybody where there was like 40 people, and that was way too slow for us. But when we did the trail with you guys, and it was just the PRP house doing the
Mhm.
trail, like there was a couple times I got out of the car and my fucking hands were shaking. I'm like, yeah, we're fucking having fun now.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that first rock recall, I literally got out of my car. I'm like, I need a beer to calm down. I'm like, I just put this car together 2 days ago and I'm already clapping it. Like, I need a beer. I need
Yeah.
something to calm
Yeah.
down.
that first obstacle that we did where you like went up and over and then came
Up and around.
looking across,
Yeah.
like that was like, oh shit, like we're doing real rock crawling right now. Like
Was that the one where Kyle just went like?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the clip where I thought you sped the clip up.
No. You hammered that shit so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so he's really comfortable behind the wheel on rocks.
No
I
sway
did
bar.
that, but I did that the rest of the day,
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
ultimately compromised the arm and bent the arm, which made me break the arm later that week. But whatever.
Yeah.
No sway bar.
Back
whatever.
it.
Yeah.
Back
Oh,
it.
and I'd like to point out, just for the purpose of pointing this out, you guys both agree with me. I beat Darren Parsons in the barrel racing.
100%.
I was not there.
Was
Hold on,
cheating nonsense.
Hold on, I'm gonna clear this up. So when you sign
We're
up,
gonna have Darren on the podcast. So
You
if
can
you
have
need to
Darren.
call
You gotta
him
bring us
out,
No,
if you need to
we're
call him
calling
out
out.
so I can recall this.
I'm
Call
gonna
him out,
speak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak the facts of how the barrel race went down.
Okay.
Everybody signed up ahead of time for how many races, how many laps you want to do, and we did those laps. So when those are done, that's your final time. You don't, when somebody beats your time, you don't get to hop back in your car and go for a, hey, all is broke, I'm going to run the crap out of it and see what I can do, a third run.
Not your car.
Yeah, and not your car. Love you, Darren. Love you, but you got back in the seat on a non-registered race.
So you're saying you beat him fair and
Beat you,
square.
Darren.
He pulled one over on you.
He pulled a third race when he only had two.
Yeah.
I'll have to recall that and get his side.
Yeah.
This
So I
sounds
beat
like
him on
the
the
election
first
day.
race.
I demand a recount.
Technically, I beat him on the very first race that I did too, because my first time was like a 42.3, and I was like, all right, me and Adrian Orellana, I can't remember his last name. We had a $20 bet on fastest lap time. So, and he's a pro UTV racer, factory player, all that stuff. So, we had a $20 bet. I beat him on the first run. And then I went again, and I got a 39.7. And I was like being a super dick. I'm like, yeah, fuck you guys.
What?
Fuck all you racers. I crushed you guys by like 3 seconds. Blah, blah, blah. Like being a full-on dick. And I will totally own that. And then as soon as I was being a full-on dick, Darren's like, fuck you.
Get in the car.
Helmet back on.
So you kind of brought that on yourself then.
Oh, 100% brought it on myself. Like, if I would have said anything, you'd have been like, what the fuck? Like, you'd have got smoked. Had I not been gloating.
Yeah.
Wait, John from John and Destroy, DUNE and Destroy Glow?
No.
Never. Would never do that. First
Oh,
4 seat car,
shit.
got the swing set. Said that at my wedding.
That's like the 34th time I've heard you say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
It's
hear
not
it all
more.
the time too. Yeah.
All right, so I want to give everyone their time back. Thank you guys so much. You've given me an hour of your time. Well, the first 15 minutes was me fucking up. We're gonna do this again. So there's so much more stuff that I want to cover, but I really don't want to. Nobody listens to 4-hour podcasts. But there's still a whole bunch of stuff I want to go over with you guys. So you will be back for sure, 100%, and it will be live and it will be unfucked up.
Let's do it in Glamis.
We're going to do it in February.
Yes. Oh, we're definitely doing a podcast in Glamis
Yes.
at some point.
But
That's a whole lot of shit for you to bring.
Oh, no, I'm not bringing it. No. So all we need for the podcast is this. This is it. This and microphones. I can run 4 mics off of this. That's all we need. The rest of the stuff is streaming stuff. Yeah, this runs on batteries. It's mobile. It's the fucking tits. Anyway, before we go, if you guys want to... If you want to run around real quick and just say parting words, if you want to shout out sponsors, if you have discount codes to places that you want to pimp, or if you have new merchandise, I'll be linking your website and all that shit in the show notes. But if you guys want to go around real quick and give last notes.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, just thanks for everybody for listening. Shout out definitely to PRP because they brought all of us together right here. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for PRP. So I'll let
shout out Kyle and Justin.
Yeah, Kyle and Justin for sure. But go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, same thing. Thanks to all the sponsors. You guys keep our cars running because we're going to break them. You keep sending us the parts.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do the whole rest of the list. So
why don't you just go to your car? You have the checklist.
Yeah, I know. Go to the
list.
list.
Just go to your checklist.
PRP,
go to the side that's not strapped together.
Baja Designs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Baja Designs. That's right. Hypercoil, Down South Motorsports, SSS Off-Road, Fuel UTV.
Go to the side of your car. The list is right there.
Thinking about it. Savage
UTV,
UTV, yes. Jeep Boost. Rugged Radios, Cruise Armor, Seal Savers.
You can just flip your camera around and show us all.
Thank you, Boxo. I can't because my car's like slammed into the trailer. You won't be able to see it anyways. EFX, Full Throttle Batteries. Yeah, that's a good one. We forgot about that one. MTX Off-Road. Buggy Whip. Can't thank you guys all enough. And then Kyle, Shannon, I love you guys. You're my brothers. I appreciate you so much. You're my angel.
Sunset her hands.
Yeah. There we go.
Wait.
There we go.
You got to get them both.
Yeah.
We got to get
So,
that picture.
Jesus.
yeah, thanks, Angel, for having us on the show. We really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for coming on. I know this isn't normally the kind of stuff we talk about, but two things. One, little variety is the spice of life, right?
Absolutely.
You don't want to listen to the same shit all over again. And number two, this is my podcast, so we'll talk about whatever the fuck we want. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I will see you soon.
Yes.
Hopefully
definitely.
in the dunes.
Definitely.
Definitely.
All right, we're out.